Thank you, Mr. Chair. I think we use terms like hoodwinked about the voters when it's something we don't like. Since 1991, they have had the opportunity to fight back, and we keep seeing polls in favor. In fact, we just had a ballot initiative come to State Affairs, and the bill sponsors or the ballot sponsors showed that Democrats are actually almost 50% in favor of Taxpayers' Bill of Rights. Unaffiliated were 63% in favor, and Republicans were over 70% in favor. So if they hate this and they're hoodwinked so bad, I think that they would have plenty of opportunity over the last 40 or so years to fight against it. And with a budget that has grown crazily in the last 6 years, 50% in 6 years, our budget has grown 50% in 6 years. It's grown to $46 billion in 6 years, with the population only growing 5%. So important to show. K through 12 education, we're given another $252 million of state share with 50,000 less students over the past 2 decades. 10,000 less students in the past 6 years in K through 12 education. And what do we show for it? When you go to your town halls, do you ask your constituents, we have grown our government 50%. Do you feel like you've gotten anything from that? Because I will tell you, for those of us representing 45% of the population, they are going to tell you they do not. Their roads are not better, their infrastructure is not safer, their K through 12 education is not better, crime is not better. They do not feel safer, and they do not feel like Colorado is more affordable. So I don't know where y'all are holding your town halls, but come to my town halls. Come to Douglas County, come sit in our town halls, because they do not feel like growing our government 50% in 6 years with a 5% population growth has contributed to anything better. So don't say that the people have been hoodwinked, because they have not. They know exactly what the Taxpayer Bill of Rights does, and they are thankful for it. I rise today in strong opposition to this bill. Let's stop pretending this is some harmless technical adjustment. This bill is about one thing: whether the government keeps more of your money or whether taxpayers get it back like they were promised. Colorado voters were crystal clear when they passed the Taxpayers' Bill of Rights. When the state takes in more than it is allowed to spend, the money is not the government's, it belongs to the people. Not maybe, not depending on a formula, not after we tweak the math. It belongs to the people. And yet here we are again, another bill, another attempt to redefine, rework, and reinterpret what a refund actually means. Because apparently when government gets too big, the rules start to change. Let's talk about what growth, because this is where the truth comes out. Over the last decade, Colorado's population has grown, yes, 5%. But do you know what has grown far faster? The state budget, 50%. And you know what else has grown? Medicaid at unsustainable rates of 8.8%, 3 times that of inflation. Government spending in this state has exploded at a pace that outstrips population growth and inflation combined. Let me say that again so it's crystal clear. Government is growing faster than the people it is supposed to serve. And now we're being told we need to adjust how refunds are calculated. Why? Because the government is collecting too much money. That's not a taxpayer problem. That's a government problem. Families across Colorado are tightening their belts. They're dealing with rising grocery costs, skyrocketing housing prices, higher energy bills, and the crushing weight of inflation. But what is the state doing? We're growing, we're expanding, we're spending, and now trying to keep more. This bill is a perfect example of how it happens. Not with a headline that says, we're taking your money. No, this is done quietly through formulas, through definitions, through language most people will never read. I would say that's hoodwinked. But the impact is very real. If you change how the over refund is calculated, and we have lawyers arguing this, AG's and governor's office says it's an over refund, but legislative staff say it's not. You change how much money goes back to taxpayers. That means less money in the pockets of hardworking Coloradans when every penny counts. And more money staying right here in government. Let's call that what it is, a backdoor tax increase. Now, supporters of this bill will say, oh, this is just a technical correction. They'll say it's about accuracy. They'll blame H.R. 1. But I have to ask, when has government ever needed to correct something in a way that results in taxpayers getting less back? When does the correction ever go the other direction? It doesn't, because this isn't about accuracy, it's about access to your money. TABOR was designed to do one thing above all else: limit the growth of government and protect the taxpayers. And every time we see a bill like this, it chips away at that protection. Not all at once, not in a way that sparks outrage overnight, although people are waking up, but slowly, deliberately, piece by piece, until one day the safeguard voters put in place doesn't function the way it was intended to anymore. And that should concern every single one of us, regardless of party, because this isn't about Republicans or Democrats. This is about whether we respect the will of the voters. We can't just respect the will of the voters when we want to. We have to respect the will of the voters every single time. Do we honor what they passed, or do we look for ways around it? We are sitting on a government that continues to grow year after year. Programs expand, departments expand, spending expands, and I would say fraud expands. And yet somehow the answer is always the same: we need to keep more. No, you don't. The people of Colorado need to keep more. They earned it. They paid it, and under the Taxpayers' Bill of Rights, it is theirs. This bill sends the exact wrong message. It tells the taxpayers, we know better than you what to do with your money. It tells them even when we take too much, we're going to find a way to keep it, and it reinforces a pattern that people are already fed up with: a government that grows without restraint and then asks for more anyway. That's the conversation we should be having, not this. Not another attempt to quietly move the goalposts, which we keep doing in this building.